Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, we will be yet again talking about this, at this point, likelihood for this large winter storm. It is an early winter storm, but it is definitely full of impacts and full of characteristics that make a winter storm a winter storm. Again, I classify a storm, a winter storm, not by when it's occurring, because obviously it's not winter, but based off the type of precip it brings, and obviously snow being wintry precip, it classifies itself as a winter storm. So there's a lot of details. There's still a lot of kind of things that have to be sorted out, but overall we are getting very close to becoming kind of concise on a singular forecast from the models. It is definitely an impressive system, and many locations that won't see snow will also be seeing rain, very strong winds, potentially blizzard. So a lot of activity to talk about. So before we get into that, I would ask of you guys, if you do support, if you do like this channel and you do like what you're seeing, consider subscribing. Again, not begging for the subscribers, just asking you that if you do enjoy this, subscribing is a good thing. Obviously watch the video first, don't do it just because I told you so. And yeah, leaving any comments or concerns down below is also a helpful thing. And yeah, I answer usually as many as I can, which is usually the majority, if not all. Okay, let's start talking about this. And first, I want to show you the GFS model. So this model is a very good model. It runs 4 times a day, so it updates 2 times as many, 2 times as much as the European, which only updates twice a day, once at midnight and once at noon. The GFS updates once at 3, 6, 12, and noon. So 12. I'm losing myself. It would be 12, 6, 12, 6. So, yeah, let's just jump into this. So notice we do have a storm system right now currently sitting across the southeastern United States that is bringing some showers and storms to the southeast. Alabama got quite a bit of rain. A lot of very bad flooding did occur with that, and there is some residual rain from that. Again, that Rex pattern that is going on right now. It's called the Rex pattern, where all that moisture from the north or from the south flows directly to the north, really with little constraint because of the atmospheric conditions that allow it to. But again, we are kind of exiting that, and you can see we have a system that is right now across the west bringing showers. It does push towards the east, and that does bring some rain to the plains and to the northeast. But what we start seeing is this right here, a little dip and a little trough, and we do start seeing some more blue colors, some more precip, and notice that does develop into a very strong cold front. Again, kind of on that southeastern quadrant of this trough is where these upper level winds are extremely strong. They have a lot of forcing. The snow develops relatively easily, and you can see that Idaho sees quite a bit, Montana, Yellowstone, right, Wyoming, the Grand Tetons, into Salt Lake City. And as we push this forward, what we see is an explosion of precipitation, not only in the areas that I just mentioned, but further towards the east into the rest of Wyoming and Colorado. And notice that once this system makes it onto the plains, it drags a huge amount of moisture from really from the south, from the tropics, remaining what's left of kind of the Pacific moisture in the air. The conditions are favorable for condensation, and obviously the rain starts occurring. And notice the millibars, the isobars right there, they are relatively packed, so that would indicate a pretty strong wind event. And yeah, that's why a blizzard condition, especially in the backside, is very possible. And again, very heavy snowfall amounts into Wyoming, all the way potentially into the Black Hills of South Dakota, and into maybe even Montana, southeastern Montana. So again, that's not really a mountainous area, not as much as Wyoming, really western Wyoming, right? So, but notice that really once it gets into the Dakotas, it's not cold enough for snow. Some models earlier on in the week did think it might snow a bit from that, but not enough cold air. So there's been kind of a trend towards a bit of a warmer scenario, not as cold, so that's why the snow only occurs where it's really cold enough, which is areas in the mountains and the surrounding areas. But look, a lot of rain, right? The Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, especially really west of the Mississippi, lots of rain, and that will be a very good thing. A lot of these locations need that. Look, once it spreads to the north, and it actually does bring some snow into Saskatchewan right there. You can see across Canada, so that's definitely some decent snowfall. This cold front lingers for a while. Some models produce another system out of this, like the Canadian, and that system can be pretty big, not really a snowstorm. Some keep it further towards the south, you can see like this one, and kind of just continue traversing it across the terrain, and eventually do make a system out of it, but only once it reaches really the northeast. Regardless, it still brings quite a bit of additional rainfall. And following that, we see a pretty strong high pressure in place. Again, these winds blowing from the south, really keeping things on the warmer side. And you can see right there, that's indicated by the 2-meter temperature anomalies. Let's take a look at what everyone is wondering, the snowfall amounts. So let's take a glance. This is through Friday, October 15th. And notice that this is, I don't know if that encompasses the whole entirety of the snowstorm. Okay, for the most part it does. That's good. I didn't want to just cut it off at one random frame. Right there, the GFS shows quite a bit of snow for the southern Colorado Rockies. It didn't really show that heavy amounts yesterday. Notice across southern Montana, definitely some large snowfall amounts into northern Wyoming and northeastern Wyoming. Again, it keeps some of the lowest elevations snow-free, but mostly everyone in Wyoming will see snow. Same with southern Montana, much of western Colorado, the mountainous terrains, according to this model, and shows that. The Canadian develops a very similar system, but it's stronger, and it favors a lot more snow across Wyoming, into Montana, into Utah, Colorado as well, into much of eastern Idaho. So these snowfall amounts are, again, very impressive, and if I were to show you the kind of the orientation of the system, you will see some differences, and let me show you this. So there's our rain system, not the snow system, that will occur into this weekend. Our snowstorm occurs starting really Monday, and look right there, we have rain across the lower elevations and snow spreading across northern Nevada, Utah, Salt Lake City, potentially seeing some snow or rain depending on the temperatures and really where you live in relative to Salt Lake in the mountains or not. And Idaho, Montana, look at that, Wyoming exploding in snowfall. And the Canadian kind of hovers it around Wyoming for a longer time. That's why some of the snowfall totals are a bit heavier than what the GFS shows. But notice that once it moves it onto the plains, the Canadian also, again, doesn't really produce any more snow, but a lot of rain for the Dakotas. And look, there's our lingering cold front, which actually produces a little bit of backside snow into cities like Denver, potentially Boulder. So again, possibly a few inches out of that. And you can see that eventually does kind of ride away with a bit of a cooler air mass from the north, kind of pushing it out. So again, the total snowfall is a bit higher, especially for Colorado, I would say, and eastern Wyoming. And again, most folks across Wyoming get some snow across southern Montana as well. Maybe not southeastern Montana. Some of that rain and warm air could get in there depending on the exact track. But total accumulated precipitation, this is not including, I really just want to show you the rainfall with this. Obviously good amounts where the snow does fall. You can see if the snow were to melt completely, it would produce almost 2 inches of rain, which is a good amount. And you can see across the Dakotas into Minnesota, also very good amounts. These areas need that rain, so that's very nice to see. The GFS in terms of rainfall also puts out quite a bit across very similar areas, so it's nice to see that sort of agreement. Let's take a look at the European model. This is the European model snowfall outlook. Just right off the bat, I showed you it. Notice they do show the European model shows some snow across the Black Hills. It's 19 inches, quite a bit. Utah does see quite a bit. Right there, look, 17, 18, 5, 6, depending on where you live. Higher elevations, probably a foot and a half. Lower elevations, about really anywhere from 3 to 6. Nevada, not seeing much according to this European model, at least this run of it. Idaho, seeing quite a bit from this, especially eastern areas, closer towards the Grand Tetons. Southern Montana, including southeastern Montana, really potentially up to a foot and getting well over a foot in the higher elevations. And right there you can see even the capital of Wyoming potentially getting a few inches. Again, just really the eastern sliver of Wyoming, maybe not seeing much snowfall. But I will show you kind of the development of this system based on the radar, simulated radar, if you will, but this is really just a precipitation type and its amount that falls, so the radar is going to be a bit less impressive than what this usually shows. But look at that boom boom explosion. Right there's our first system, there's our second little system developing from that cold front. Again, not the snowstorm, but will bring some rain into the Midwest again. And look right there's our cold front, our trough. Look at all that snow already erupting again, probably late Sunday, early Monday. It's already raging. Tuesday into much of Wednesday, you can see it starts pivoting towards Wyoming. Very, very heavy snow, and once again it moves on to the plains. We see an eruption of rainfall and very strong, potentially thunderstorms, also very strong winds. Could be some blizzard conditions right there on the backside, and that system moves away. So yes, a lot of rain and also obviously a lot of snow where that snow does occur. I showed you the snowfall amounts. Let's take a look at the precipitation. Notice quite a bit of rainfall could fall with that snow. Obviously, if it were to be melted up to an inch, maybe even 2 inches across these areas, which would be amazing. 3, 4, these areas really need it. So that'd be awesome to see that. Right there, also the southern Colorado Rockies, an inch and a half. That would be amazing. and obviously North Dakota, South Dakota seeing potentially 4 to 5 inches, which would be also very, 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 very beneficial for many of these areas. The good news, look at the southeast Alabama where it's super wet. It's going to dry out, so that's some good news. Let's take a look at these weather models. So right now we have a bunch of ensembles lined up, and I want to show you them. There's 51 weather models, and each one of them have their own interpretation of how much snow will fall from the system, and I just want to show you it so you have a good view of what the models support. Look at that one. Shows a snowstorm. This one, not as excited. This one shows one, but again, it's a bit weaker, a bit just kind of prone to the, more of a warmer scenario, just more towards the upper elevations, and you can see that's pretty clear. But then we also have scenarios like this, which don't really care whether it's, the lower or upper elevations. They just bring a massive amount of snow to everyone. Again, that's more of an outlier. I would say this is more of a realistic scenario, and again, on a warmer side, maybe something like this, or I should say, where's that good model? Something like that. But let me run through this. Again, showing you these different snowfall amounts through the next 15 days. Look at that. This one brings it more into Montana. This one keeps it, again, similar to most. And again, we do have that agreement that it's going to be kind of targeting either southern Montana or Wyoming at this point. It's not, all over the place like it was even a few days ago. But look, right there brings it up more into the plains. And let me just run through these and show you these different scenarios. You can see a lot of them are similar to what this one is showing, or this one. This one's pretty expansive area of snow. I wouldn't say that's going to be that expansive, but something like this is very plausible. This is more of a warmer scenario. That's pretty far to the east. I don't know if that's going to occur, if that's realistic enough. But yeah, as I push this forward, you can see that there are different variations, but the snow amounts range anywhere from that 6 to 12. And again, once it starts getting towards those lighter pinks, that's over a foot and a half, maybe, and in some areas, well over 2 feet in the highest elevations with some models with those green colorations. So we'll have to see the evolution of this, and once we continue getting the models day after day, and especially once we get towards the short range models picking up on that, then we'll get some really good fine details in on this. But for now, again, much of Wyoming, southern Montana, really northern Colorado, Utah, northeastern Nevada, and eastern Idaho should be preparing for some snowfall. Not everyone, but most will see some, and obviously some will see a lot, potentially a damaging winter storm if it were to be a bunch of it. And you can see there are still some models that show it kind of trying to take that trend towards the north, but it's fewer of them and fewer than even yesterday. And yesterday there was very little compared to the day before. So yeah, we have good confidence that something like this would be occurring. I would say a system not like that, probably of this characteristic, again, maybe a bit out into the plains or not, depending on how much cold air there is available. I want to show you the GFS ensembles. Usually, or the past couple of videos, I haven't been showing you this, but why not? I want to show you this. Let's take a look at this. That's not what I wanted to look at. Let's take a look at the total snowfall. And again, up to 15 days. So, this is hour by hour. And I can show you up to 144 hours according to the newest model runs, which are just coming in. But that's all you need, 144 hours. And look, again, these are, different scenarios. And you can see they're all lined up side to side. Not like the European, which I have to show you manually, which is nice about these GFS ensembles. But look, the only downside is I can only show you one region at a time, so I guess you sacrifice something for something else. But look at these models. So again, there's one that's a bit excited, not that much. These three, we do start seeing some more impressive scenarios as we kind of look through these. But again, favoring snow across very similar area as the other models, and they are in pretty good agreement with each other. You can see right there, this one keeps it more inland. But again, most really show the heaviest snow across Wyoming, and especially maybe even eastern Wyoming. And yeah, again, that may not look impressive, but that is. You can see that shows over a foot and a half across much of northern and eastern Wyoming. And if I were to show you, that was the Midwest region, if you will. I do want to show you the Northwest, which includes Montana, Idaho, and whatnot. And let's take it out to 144 hours. You can see there's a lot, right? There's quite a bit that occurs on the backside. There's a bit of disagreement. You can see some show a bit more into Idaho or Nevada, some a bit less into Utah, some a bit more into Utah. So there are some differences, and you can see, hopefully you could see them, that they're different, but it's not all over the place, which again is kind of what we like to see. So again, a snowstorm seems to be on its way. A lot of snow for many. Again, there's still a lot of details to be figured out. This is still a bit away. I just want to let you know, guys, this isn't going to be occurring this weekend or the next few days. It's really going to be just making landfall in the next 30 to 48 hours, so that is close in that regard, that it's making landfall very shortly, but it only starts producing sizable amounts of snow by really Monday, which is, well, at this point, Friday. It's 3 or 4 days out still, so once we start getting the short-range models in on this, we will start seeing the evolution of this very clearly, and I think the NAM 12KM is starting to pick up on it because it goes out to 84 hours, and look, we do start seeing that snow first erupt across Idaho into late Monday, and it does develop into a very powerful system, or sorry, yeah, by the time Tuesday unfolds or comes along. And total snowfall just through Tuesday, according to the NAM 12KM, it already does show decent amounts across much of Idaho, especially eastern Idaho. That was the wrong region. I wanted to click on the northwestern United States, and look right there, already decent amounts for Yellowstone, 5, 6, 7 inches. The higher elevations may be already over a foot, according to the NAM 12KM, which is only takes us through the little first snippet of this winter storm. The RGEM, which is a high-res Canadian model, you could see also takes us through 84 hours, and it shows more towards Yellowstone. The NAM didn't show us this much. It shows more towards Nevada. The NAM doesn't. So there's already differences even amongst the short range models. And look, I mean, that is extremely heavy precipitation getting converted into snow. So these snowfall rates will definitely be profound, and you can see that right there. Salt Lake City seeing a lot into much of Idaho, Nevada. Definitely an impressive snow system that will be unfolding. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.